Well, hello, everybody. I'm excited you're here. Last time, Lynette was so kind and she shared about what a vision is, what a mission is, how to set your goals. These are all questions that move us because we want to be able to be successful and reach our goals. She also showed that it is a struggle, but at the end of the day, there is a plan, and I am so excited and thankful for Lynette's expertise that she really is a master coach who can teach and train us to reach our goals. So thank you so much, Lynette, for being available today to continue the process to help us to prosper. Thank you.
All right. Yeah, if today I want to start with this sentence. If you don't plan, you plan to fail. So that's the same thing. If you don't have a vision, then any place is okay. Any road is okay. Any way is okay. And actually, that's not okay. So that's what makes us often so tired and so kind of exhausted because we have the sensation we have done a lot but not reached anything. So in order to actually reach things and have this fulfilling sensation, I actually reached my goal. It's so important to start with your vision, with your why. And like I keep repeating it, it's like your GPS that keeps you on track. It brings you back. It always brings you back, even though there are moments you're drifting. It's no problem. It will bring you back, and that's why you have to have it in front of you somehow. You have to make it visible. And like in last session, we started with, oh, we worked on this here. Let's see if you can see it there. And we did this wheel, right?
Right.
And in this wheel, I told you in the middle, kind of like the middle of the wheel, that's your vision, your why. And once that is clear, the how and the how will come. So in this vision, we are thinking about healthy home, right? Do you see the wheel, all of you? Can you see the wheel? Because I don't see you anymore. So
Yes,
guys.
I can
Yes,
see the
we
wheel.
see.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes,
Okay.
ma'am, we see it.
Okay, good. So the focus is you can have the vision. It's also very interesting to have your vision kind of in a word that keeps you focused. So if the vision is a longer sentence or a longer statement, like my vision is to help people to heal their home, that means find healing for holistic healing for their lives. But the focus that keeps me focused on this vision is the word or the expression one more. And the mission is to bring hope and healing to every home in our country and beyond. Why not beyond? So why limit ourselves? And how am I going to do that? And then we talked about these 6 areas. There can be more. You can have 8 areas, but let's work on the 6. And I will stop sharing now and ask you to show me the wheel you did. For example, I show you mine first.
Okay.
So this is the wheel, and these are the different areas, yes? And then on the spokes, you give yourself like a grade from 1 to 10. And for example, this here on 1 to 1, this area here, 1 to 1, I gave myself a 7. I could improve on that. And then the follow-up, I also could improve on that. I gave myself a 5. And yes, I'm better at organizing events and getting people together for an event. So I gave myself an 8 on that. And testimonials. I also like to work on testimonials, find testimonials, share testimonials. So I give myself an 8 on that. And for product info, that was one of my goals I set myself this year. I want to improve and get better knowing more about the products and prices and information on that, have them at hand. So I already improved from 6 to 8 this year. So there I gave myself an 8. And then the area of training, like training the leaders in my group. So if I think about this group, I could give myself another grade, but thinking about the leaders in my group, there I'm still quite weak. I gave myself a 3. And so if I then connect those points, you can see my wheel is not very round. So there you can see exactly which are the areas in this whole process where you're still weak, where you should think about how can I improve in this area? And then the first thing is have your vision, have it clear, know in which areas you want to work, and then you make an action plan. So this helps me to get clear on how to put my focus on which areas I should focus more and plan, make an action plan. What am I going to do to improve in this area? And what am I going to do? What can I do that works for me that so I could improve in this area? So make a plan. And then the third is where you actually do the steps. But it's so interesting. I always notice it in myself and also in other people's lives. If I start sharing it, this kind of wheel with them, and they start making it and they start working on it, it's things start to shift somehow. Sometimes it almost seems like a miracle. The smallest action step you plan and start to actually do, the whole thing starts to shift. Sometimes we don't see it right away, but sometimes it comes in a way that's so fast, you're actually surprised what happened now. And that's the miracle that happens when you do this. Because what we think, we attract. Because what we think and imagine, it kind of somehow becomes an image, a picture, and a vision in our mind. And whole our whole being, every cell in our body starts to coordinate, kind of starts to work with it. So if we give ourselves like messages that are negative, this won't work anyways. This is not for me anyway. So no, I better don't start. Okay, nothing will work. But if you say, okay, I'll find a way, and there is a way, and I'll work it, and be creative and pray about it and whatever. So I keep my mind focused on where I want to get and go, then everything kind of starts to move. And that's a neurological principle. It's kind of, we have kind of these neurons. Once we, for example, I learned something new about a topic and I start looking for it. Suddenly, I start seeing those kind of things all over. I didn't see, they were there before, but I didn't see them. I didn't see the opportunities. I didn't see the different options. But as soon as I know, I see it. So if I don't know, if I don't focus my mind on it, I don't see those things. It's so simple, a simple truth. I can give you another example, which I have experienced so often. For example, if a person doesn't know my other area of expertise, everything with color and style, and so if they don't know their colors, if they don't know their style, they tell me, okay, where can I find those things? We don't have these things. There is nothing for me. But as soon as they know exactly what to look for, what color, what pattern, what material, what cut, and all those kind of details, then suddenly we go to the same store as always and we find many things. And suddenly it's kind of like the eyes are opened to see those things. So that's why this is so important. Make it visible. If you don't make it visible and if you don't imagine it in your head and try to make it visible with an actual picture or with words, then it won't happen. Then it's like, I think I said last time, like a cloud that promises rain, but there is no rain. It kind of disappears. So make it visible in words and in pictures. And that would be the next step, how to do a vision board. So now let's hear about you. How did you work with this wheel? Which results did you have?
Okay. I worked with the wheel, but I didn't write it in the wheel. I wrote it on paper.
That's all right.
So I
Everyone
just
is
have
good.
to, pardon?
Everyone can do it his own way, so no
Well,
problem.
yeah, but I saw how you connected the dots, so I didn't know about that. So that's why I just wrote it on the paper. But I can I can just tell you what I wrote though. So for
Okay.
the action steps to take, I wrote, because first of all, I don't think anybody's perfect. So, but for reach out one by one, I gave myself an 8. And because usually I'm very good at that if I'm just talking to a person. But there's always room for improvement. How's that? That's how I feel about that. Okay. And the follow up, I gave myself a 7 because I do follow up, but that's sometimes I'm tired or something and then I don't do my follow up. That's really how, what I do, humanly spoken. I gave myself for organized events, I gave myself an 8 because I'm actually very good at that, but I haven't been doing it. But I've organized many events in, Germany in the past and yeah. But I just gave myself an 8 because I don't think I'm doing it all perfectly. But I was thinking about our event and I thought the interview was a really good kicker. So that was a positive thing to contribute to the to the webinar. I think that everybody pulled their weight that webinar because of you organized it, you set the schedule, and you had to redo it 5 times. And we all were involved in that back and forth. And then Lolita did it, with the translating superb. So, and everybody pulled their weight. So we all did a good job with the event. And Dr. Amber did, and Jody did. And I mean, that event was a super success. Okay. So, but I'm just thinking about organizing something like that is a lot of work if you do an online webinar like that. So, anyway, I always think when I organize events, I like to organize events that are like, like having a tea or a coffee or a birthday party or something like that. That's more me meeting with people. Um, collect and share testimonials. I'm just going to say I gave myself a 10 for that because I'm always collecting. I'm always writing. I'm always saving them. I'm always sending people testimonials. It's something I do because I'm very convicted about if you want to help someone, you got to be able to draw a picture, and the best picture to draw for them is to send them a testimonial. So manage product information. I gave myself a 9 because for the most part, I am sort of pretty much organized. I know where to find what, but I can't, sometimes I can't explain something, but I always know what specials we have. I know where the product information is. I know how to, where to find the videos, this, how to explain it. I can explain every single product, stuff like that. It's just with the comp plan sometimes yeah, I understand it, but I can't always explain everything. So, train the leaders, I gave myself an 8 because there's always room. When you look at that, so last night we had the mastermind and we had people teaching and training and yeah, well, when I was working for another company, they sent me to Paris they sent me to England, they sent me all over Germany to Austria to teach and train people, and I did. And I remember that people loved my trainings. But I haven't been doing this kind of stuff in quite some time. So that is something I want to focus on stronger because I have beautiful leaders here, you two ladies, right? And there are more. And yeah, so I gave myself an 8. That's where I'm at.
Great.
Good job.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Really good job. Yeah. And so now connecting the dots, it's quite balanced, your wheel, I would say. Yeah.
So I'll make my wheel. I'll do
Yeah. Okay. So how about you, Lolita?
Okay, before you, like last time after the meeting, I was anyways on the couch because I was sick. So just right after our meeting, I made myself a wheel and I made my own wheel before you sent your wheel that you had filled out. So um, if you want to, I can share them both, or I can just share the one that Connie just did, the one that you give us as a so and
It's all
I
right.
can
Do
do
your own. You do your own. That's it's
yeah.
your
They
personal
they,
wheel.
they have both six sections,
Mm.
and for me, my own wheel, the first one, why I'm in this business, my why is the first one was to become and to stay healthy. That was my first why I ever joined Healthy Home. And there I gave myself an 8 because I'm still very healthy and not a 10, but yes, an 8. And so that is good. I can still improve, but I'm still on STEM active. So, hey, good way to go. Uh, be a leaders to other leaders. Yeah, in your one is training leaders, it says. I had said to be a guide. I gave myself an 8 on both because I think teaching is one of my uh, strong areas. I've been teaching almost all my life, so it's just kind of like in a different area right now. So I put myself an 8. Um, Help people to recuperate their health. Um, I put myself a 5 because I think there is a limitation on how much I can do. Maybe I can try to convince them that's good for them and that they can get healthy. Maybe I put myself a 5 too because I don't have that many testimonials from the people that I enrolled. I do have some, but I think that's a place where I really would like to see more. I really would like to see more people to get really well with these products. And my other one was to make money, to have freedom in on the financial area. I would say I'm on a 5 because I still want to grow a lot. I'm just, I would say I'm just starting on that one. And to show my boys how a person in my age can still start something new and have success. That is something I really want them to see. I gave myself a 5 because uh, one is not that convinced about this kind of business. The other one is starting to get interested. So I think they have not quite captured what I'm doing, how I'm doing. But when they see that I bring money home, they're like, ah, okay, it actually works. So I think they're starting to wake up a little bit, but I want them to see that it is not impossible to start something from scratch. Even well, it's not kind of scratch, but for me, it was from scratch, even at my age, almost 60. So it's possible. And the last one is to something that I've been on the way for many years now is that the natural and not the chemical to promote that. I've been on um, I don't know, I really can't say how many years it has been now since I threw away all my chemical meds. But it's been quite some years. I would say almost like in between 13 and 15 years maybe.
Wow.
Somewhere there. So I've been always searching for something better than just the meds that you can get at the pharmacy. So there I gave myself a 5 as well, because I think I have a lot to improve, lots to find out and to figure out. And I'm always very interested in all kinds of herbs and new things that we can even find here in our country. But what we get from Healthy Home definitely is on a much higher scale. And then the wheel that you gave us, of course, I have there the training the leaders. I have an 8. To reach out one-on-one, I have an 8, because I do that on a daily basis. I reach out to people, and sometimes if I get to a point where I think, who's next? For example, today I was sitting down and I was kind of like discouraged because of all what happened yesterday. It was just too much for me. And so I just sat down, I started to pray, and a lady sent me something. She said this, that God's grace is enough, and it's our daily decision to trust God. Daily, we have to make that decision new, to trust God. And we need to live with expectation, with a healthy measure. And we have to do what God, what we can do, but then the rest to hand over to God, all the things that I cannot bury. And I said, wow, that was exactly what I needed. So I just sat down, I prayed, and hey, man, I was just praying, and all of a sudden, a message comes in that I sent out yesterday from a lady in Germany. And at siesta time, another message came in from a lady from Germany. And I'm like, and those are two ladies that the one would definitely work, and the other one, I had asked for someone who would want an online job. So it just, I was there kind of like at the end of my list. And then I was like, oh yeah, I had been working with, like, the one yesterday was the first time, but the other one I've been for months now writing her, and she never responded. So today both responded, and I was like, hey, that's great. Um, so that's the outreach, an 8. The follow-up, maybe a 7, because sometimes I get tired doing it. Organize events, I think I have an 8. I love organizing events. I have another one coming up in Friesland. And testimonials, I would say I'm a 5, because I'm no secretary. I always have a struggle finding, where did I put that? Where was that? I'm like, oh man, I'm a 0 secretary. So, but since I do have places where I know, so I said, okay, I'm giving myself a 5, but because I'm trying to work on it. And the manage product information, I would say I'm a 5 as well, because I constantly forget. I just always have to go back and look it up. And so, but I guess a few things are there. So that's my interesting wheel, or my 2 wheels.
Nice. Yeah, and that's a really good example how you can adapt this to your own way, to what you do and how you do it. And you can do that with all areas of your life. And so I thought for myself, instead of having many different papers, this year I developed my own planner. And that has all the different areas of my life. And there where can I write down my goals and where I want to get at the end of this year, what I want to do. And then I keep looking it up not daily, but at least once a week. And then I have like an action plan. I have a calendar in it and an action plan. So this was my action plan for January. So I don't know, probably you can see it because, but anyways, it's
Yeah,
a
we
space
can
to
see it,
write.
but
Yeah,
not clearly, but we
like
can
these
see
are
it. Yeah,
the weeks, yes, the days
yeah,
of the
yeah.
week, the working days, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and what I plan for every day, what topic I want to focus on. And so if something comes to my mind, I write it down and then I plan for it. Sometimes, of course, something comes in between, then I do it another day. But once it's written, then somehow it comes together and somehow it something comes that I can post, like a blog post or a topic on the different areas I'm working on. So that's and similar like that is what you do with your vision board for all areas of life, but you can focus on one area. So if we stay with this topic with healthy home, for example, our focus, and I wanted to share with you how I work with this app, Canva. You can download Canva for free. And let's see if I find it now. Yeah, here. And I will share it. So can you see my screen now?
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Okay, this is a paid version, but you can download it for free. And even if you pay for it, it's not much. It's like this month it was 54. Depends, of course, a little bit about how the dollar is. So it was 54,000 guaranis. So it's not that much, and it gives you so many things you can work on. So if this is here, it says your designs, so you can look at this. This is what I do, and this is what I work with every day. And then I can go and do create something new. So I go to templates and I give a topic. Let's say vision board. Can
Okay.
you still see it?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry to interrupt you. We have less than a minute. So let's just stop the sharing. I just want to finish this up. Um,
Okay.
what Lynette said was if you don't plan, you plan to fail. So this is supposed to give you the taste that you need to get involved in that. And Lynette, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing this. This has been very insightful, and I thank you that you are providing us the help on the road to success. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
And I'm finishing this Zoom.